The Healing Spring Show, healing families and communities by breaking the stigma of addiction and expanding the scope of recovery. Now here's your host, John Edmonson.
Hi, John Edmonson here, your host for the Healing Spring Show. Now, many of you have heard of the idea of mindfulness and how that can help you to relax, to calm, and work through trauma, help with addiction, or just improve your skills in the business realm or even in education. What we're going to do today is offer you an opportunity to witness an interview of a gentleman who knows some of the arts that are the original source of mindfulness. So many of you have heard about mindfulness going through Dan Siegel or Richard Davidson or Rick Hanson. They talk a lot about Buddhism and how they've taken these concepts and these ideas from Buddhism and integrated it into science, neuroscience, and into therapy and optimum performance. So it's all very correct, true, and evidence-based. Another piece of that puzzle is something called Taoism. Now, we're not selling you on religion or philosophy here today. What I want to offer you are some innovative ideas that we're now taking from this art and integrating into therapy in an evidence-based way, seeing how that we correlate or cross-intersect the ideas of Tai Chi, Qigong, and the other forms of meditation out there to help you reach your optimum self, to help you recover from trauma, to help you recover from addiction, and again, bring your best self forward. So when you watch the interview, keep that in mind. It's a Zoom interview from a Tai Chi master from Thailand, and his name is Master Mantak Chia. He's written over 60 books on the art, on healing, on how these ideas and concepts integrate into the Western field of medicine, of optimum performance, and of health as well. So as they say in recovery, when you're viewing, look for the similarities, look for what you can take with you, and maybe integrate some of these ideas into your own mindfulness practice. And I hope you enjoy. So Master Chia, just real quickly, tell us a little bit about you and your story and what you do.
Yes, I born in Thailand from a Chinese family. And when I small, because in Thailand, like where I stay, very close to the park, we call the big park. And everybody in the morning, mostly Chinese, will do Qigong, Tai Chi, and some people will do, after that they will sit down meditation under the tree. So since I'm small, I very interested in this kind of thing. And in Thailand, they are all everywhere is monk. Temple and monk. Mm-hmm. And so it's another playground for me because there is I live in the city and the only playground is the temple and the park. So when I go to the temple and I see a lot of monks sitting meditation, and I'm interested in that because so I started to learn how to quiet mind and sit down. And after that, when I study in Hong Kong, English and Chinese, and I happened to meet my master, which is, I think, a fairy tale, because I heard so much about all the Tao practice, the energy, the Qi and the life force and all this kind of thing. So I'm lucky that I met my master, that he talked a very more scientist way, teach me in a more modern and scientist way of Tao concept, and I have more understanding about how the Western science and the Tao go very along together.
So Master Chia, when you speak of a couple things that our viewers are going to be interested in, and you said Qigong, Tai Chi, and Tao. Can you speak just a little bit about what those things are?
Actually, in the Taoism, actually, it's a very ancient energy psychology. It's a psychology, okay? But in the term of the Chinese philosophy way, and how human, and they discover that human, I don't think that they understand, but they have this we call conscious and unconscious, okay? So all the things that we do, and now we know that conscious and unconscious actually is a big thing in every society now, or every field they know it. Consciousness and unconsciousness actually control us more than what we call by a subconsciousness controls us 95%. So oftentimes we have bad habit. We have bad habit, or when we grow up, we have certain habit, certain kind of emotional, certain kind of thing. When we do it over and over, it becomes a subconsciousness. And it comes out, we cannot control sometimes. That's why when people in a drug addict, in a psycho problem, in sickness, we know now stress and leading into fight mode, fight and flight response, and leading into survival mode, it causing all the kind of sickness. So if we don't know how to use this 95% of the subconsciousness control our life, we only have 5% of creating mind. That's all we're doing. Do this, do that. But a lot of time, people in their life are controlled by the subconsciousness. And the subconsciousness also control our body. And the Tao discovered that if you learn how to Qigong, it's a set of movement, very good, and feel energy. Now the Tao very emphasize that there are energy around us, and we have energy inside. Actually, they are the same. They are the same. Inside us, in the Tao, we call Qi inside us and Qi outside us. And we call Qi everywhere. Okay. In the West, they say electromagnetic power. We have electromagnetic power around us, and we have bioelectromagnetic inside us. The differences of the outside electromagnetic power and the bioelectronic power is bio, life. Are cells that know how to use energy, bio. But the energy inside us is more alignment. But the energy outside is random. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we go to a place, oh, this place very good energy, because the alignment of energy are good. Sometimes we go to a place, the alignment of energy is bad, and we say, oh, I don't feel good, because the energy. But if inside us energy alignment, we have Qi. When the energy not alignment, we not have bad Qi. And that's how the Qigong is the difference of the Qi. So you have good Qi, and you go to practice in the place that have good Qi, like a park, a mountain, the lake, the ocean. We say, ozone, very good, huh? We go to ocean, yeah.
So it's almost like you're saying, Master Chia, that you're trying to create harmony, and you're trying to find these harmonious places to be at, maybe in nature or the ocean, so that on the inside you can start to rebuild that harmony. Is that kind of the idea?
If we can. The whole thing is that if we can find a better place to live. And that's why if we don't, we spend some time, spend some busy time to go to the park, to go to the lake, and go to the ocean, and go to a beautiful, nice places. And we believe that those places have good Qi, good energy. Yeah.
That's powerful. And so that explains a lot why we go to the ocean, we feel better, or we go to the park and we feel better. What about those cases where a lot of the people that we work with, they go to the parks and they kind of feel okay, but then they leave and they're back where they were before. They don't feel good. What do you recommend?
Yeah, because they need to make a habit. They need to have a habit, because those people, sorry I am saying that, those people, they have the subconsciousness control them. And if they keep on saying, I'm sick, I'm in pain, I'm sadness, I'm depressed, I have phobia, I have fear, they keep on enhance that thought. And it becomes like programming. It over and over, and we program it down. Okay? Let you do something over and over, it becomes your habit. So you say good habit or bad habit. Okay? And the bad habit is hard to change, but we have to change from the subconsciousness. And that is what we call by meditation part. Energy, we call, in a Tao place, we call energy meditation. Different from just sit down and empty. energy meditation and energy moving meditation, because everything is energy. That's what Einstein said. E equal mc squared. Energy only transform but cannot be destroyed. And the end, everything in this universe is energy. So we are energy inside. And the Tao said our soul and spirit is an energy. It's an energy, intelligent energy. That's our soul and spirit. And they are energy. But they have intelligence. But they have no power. Yeah.
Wow. So something you said really resonates home for anyone who is in therapy or therapist, because we talk about we don't want to get rid of this pain. We want to transcend the pain. We want to shift it. We're not trying to get rid of these parts of who we are. We're trying to change them into something else. That sounds a little bit like what you were saying.
Yes, but the whole key in the Tao always say fire balance. If you want to get rid of the negative, so we say, we grow up, I grew up also, evil. I am Christian. You have to kill the evil, kill the Satan, get rid of it, okay? But in the Tao said, don't get rid of the negative. And because negative and positive, it have to be equal. And the West grew up with pH balance. In the laboratory, you have to have pH balance. In our saliva, we have to have pH balance. In our urine, have to have pH balance. The water we drink have to have, every day they drink pH balance water we can drink every day. The soil have to be pH balance. Everything have to be a pH balance. And that's what the Tao say, hey, yin and yang. Okay? Yin and yang, yin push the yang push the yin. Nobody win and nobody lose. Now we have a balance inside us.
That's the balance. So when we talk in therapeutic world, we talk about maybe like the healthy self in the addict self, or the healthy self in the wounded self. And you're saying don't get rid of it, but have it find a balance between the other.
Right. So the good one, when they're balanced, they're affecting the negative one. Okay? It's a check. It's a check. Okay? Everything is a check. You cannot say that, oh, I don't like acid. I want alkaline. So when people make themselves very alkaline, now all the bacteria cannot be killed. You get worse because you're too alkaline and no acid. And when you have too much acid, we die. Okay? Mm-hmm. And too much alkaline, also we cannot survive. But the simple theory in the Tao is negative, positive. We're going to do negative thing. Why not? But you also aware of the positive thing. If I had too much negative, I bring it down. Easier, balance, I get rid of it. No way to get rid of it. So we are spending all our life, I want to be Mr. Perfect. I want to be Mrs. Perfect. You're spending your whole life to be perfect, which we cannot do it. There are no perfect day, no perfect weather, and they always, eventually they find, so in the 4th season, we find them a balance, that's all.
And sometimes I wish you were sitting in group with me today when I was talking to clients, because this is exactly what they were going through, trying to be perfect, trying to overachieve, trying to get rid of this part of themselves. Master Chia, that's a powerful message, that we will never become perfect, but we will become more balanced over time.
So in the way that in the Tao way is that, hey, the universe is in a constant moving and fire balance. Mm. So we take 5 billion years to find the balance of the earth and the planet and the sun. And now we're spinning in harmonious way at least 5 billion years. That's all. Okay? So as long as the earth and the planet and the sun and the moon find a balance, now we're okay. Okay? And this is the law of the universe. Spinning in a circle, we call eternity and balance. We have a moon, keep us balanced, okay? That's all.
And you said something, you mentioned the word God. And for a lot of people who are in recovery from addiction, other challenges, they use the word, I don't know if you've ever heard of Master Chia, they talk about the idea of higher power. That if...
Yes, we use the highest power, the higher force, yes.
The higher force. So yes. When a lot of the clients or human beings, they try to do it all on their own. Like it's all about me and I can make it and I can do it. You're saying it's actually something different. You're connecting to a higher force in order to achieve that goal.
Yes, because the whole key in the universe, in the Tao belief that there are primordial force and primordial light. Force and light, or we call dark matter, dark energy. They come together, they make a big sound. We call Big Bang theory. It's the same theory in the Tao. And there's a higher force that creating the universe and creating the living thing. So that force is fill up the whole entire universe. This is the force. So we call violet light. And it's in the space that interconnecting together. And everybody, we are soaking in this force. We are right in the force. But we have too much emotional, we block all this force to come in. So if we cannot open ourselves and to bring the force in, so now like David Hopkins talked about the pure Tao, a violet light. Okay? And now the West spending, in the European, they're spending 48 billion to prove that the whole universe covered with this violet light and interconnecting together a wide web. That's what they are discovered, but this is the most powerful and have the most wisdom in the universe. We are soaking in it, but when we have too much negative, emotional, we push them all out and they don't come in.
We're not able to receive because we're so full with our own negativity, with our own suffering.
Right.
And then thus removing all the suffering, then we can bring in this cosmic.
But you don't have to, you have no way to move out every suffering, but if you find a balance, the suffering will be balancing with the energy. Because you have no way to get out all suffering in this world, because we have no way to kill all the bad people in this world. Only make more better people to check with their negative people. If we say negative, in the Tao say, okay, they think different from us. That's all. They think different from us.
Right.
Okay? That's all. Now in the religious, no. That guy don't believe in the same belief I me, they are evil. Mm-hmm. So we have to be what? Get rid of it. But the other guy said, no, they think different from us. They are evil. Let's get rid of it. And now what we do? We have war. But if we if we are balanced ourselves, now we can see, we can balancing with the negative and positive. They are all make the world move.
Between the two, between the positive and negative force.
Yes.
So when we talk about these forces, there are topics that many times I've seen with very high achieving individuals. What are some basic ways you recommend, both for people who maybe are coming into therapy for help, or they're in a corporate setting, they're highly stressed, or even people in the medical field that are trying to recharge themselves after giving all day long?
Yes. So we start with the inner mind. And the inner mind is just like you train your conscious mind to programming the subconscious mind. That's all. Okay? And the only one way when you quiet and sit down and turn inwardly, because the subconsciousness control all the automatic nervous system, everything, from breathing, from pulsing, breathing, from digestion, for heartbeat, for we sleep, everything is controlled by subconsciousness. Healing, okay? Healing is control. If we keep a subconscious mind a right way, the subconsciousness will heal us because that's what they do. But nowadays, our mind is so much out. Every day we are going into so many problems, so many situations, and worry about this and worrying about that. The only one way you stop for a moment, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, go in smiling to yourself. That's all. And if you believe that the heart stores love, joy, happiness, that's very simple. Because everybody wants love, joy, happiness, but they're looking for outside. Mm-hmm. But the Tao say, hey, you're looking in the wrong way. You go to the wrong shop, you're not going to get it. But if you can turn inwardly and smiling into your organs. So it's a very simple path. This is what few thousand years the Tao discovered that. So all you have to do is learn how to smiling into your organs. We like to look at people smiling at us, that right? When people smiling face, we feel happy. When people put a face very sad, depressed, but sometimes people, they don't know. They look sad, depressed, angry, frustration. They don't know because the subconscious control them 95%. And when we smile, but in the Tao say, why don't you smile to yourself? Okay? And why don't you, but if you believe that the heart store love, joy, happiness, and the universe, the force in the above, the force above, okay, it's a rainbow color because the violet light is a rainbow color contained. So we are in a rainbow power, which is the heart. This is a practice, not just talking and philosophy part. It's a practice. You have to go in the practice, that's it. So you sit and down and smile. If you spend 10 minutes and focus more in smiling, holding the image organ by organ and feel the heart. If we believe the heart store love, joy, happiness, and we smile to the heart will releasing love, joy, happiness. Right? If you smile to somebody, keep on smiling to somebody, and they look at you, what do you want? You need my help? You know? And you say, yes, I need your help. You think that when he said you need help, he will help you or not?
If you're smiling to them, probably so.
Yes, they help you, why not? But you shout at them and look at them very sad and depressed or anger. I think the people will like to do that. But because the habit we have, sad, depressed, angry, we have. But if we're smiling inwardly and we have love, joy, happiness, appreciation, gratefulness, irradiate out from the heart, from the organ out. Now we overcome all the subconsciousness of the bad emotional habit that we have. So every day you actually spend few minutes, few time, that's all. You know, just do that. And you overcome those.
You're smiling on the inside. And what I've noticed is some of the things that when you teach, you have people actually not on a cushion, but sitting on a chair with their feet connected to the ground. Is there any reason?
The Tao really emphasize in the grounding because we have negative wiring and the positive wiring. It's just like negative, positive. We are. Human is a negative and positive wiring. We are born with that way, anyhow. So the bubble spring, so in the Tao where they emphasize the bubble spring. So the bubble spring is where you get a big hole, and the palm, you get a hole. So the bubble spring, this is connecting to the earth. And this is connecting to the heaven. So if you want to ask anything from heaven, extend your hand out. Hey, give me something. You ask the universe. If you ask the right way and smile, okay? Smile and make yourself happy. You ask. The heaven will give you. If you have love, joy, happiness, you're connecting with abundance. But people freak back. 95% they go back to the sad and depressed and worry, and they're thinking, their mind. They're thinking. Their thinking can turn them into stress mode, survival mode, and fight mode. Now when they go into a survival mode and a fight mode, and you go to cortisol, and because when we're in a fight mode, fight or flight response, the body says, oh my God, we are in a life dangerous, but sometimes just think only. I worry, anxiety, we think, and we'll turn ourselves into fight mode. So when we're in a fight mode, the brain don't know. They only know that, oh, I feel the emotional, because I'm thinking alone. So now when we're in a fight mode, what the body knows? They shut down the immune system, they shut down the digestion, absorption, elimination system, and put all the energy in the hand and leg because what? Fight. I want to fight you. Oh, no, I run, better I run. So your survival mode, they don't really care about the immune system. They don't care about the digestion. Let's go and survive first and put those things apart and don't worry about that, Okay? So by thinking, we are turning ourselves into fight mode and into a survival mode. Now, the whole body, no digestion, no absorption and elimination, and the immune system being suppressed because you put all the energy into war, right? When you go in the war, what you do? Put all the energy, all the resources into fighting the war to win the war and survive. That's it.
Yeah, you just want to make
But we always now become the thought turn into this kind of fight mode. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to survive. No way to survive that way.
Mm. So how do we get out of that mode then? What do? We smile?
It have to be start with the smile and start with the fire. So we have to put the mind into a good habit. That's all. Change it, and you overcome them by repeating the smile and feel love, joy, happiness. When you feel love, joy, happiness, you're not in a fire mode, but you're in a relaxing mode, in the parasympathetic mode. Mm-hmm. Because the pituitary gland is the one that controls parasympathetic and sympathetic. But sympathetic, we need it. So the hypothalamus control parasympathetic and sympathetic, and they swap back and forth, and they find a balance. Okay? But sometimes we are out of balance with too much sympathetic and too much emotional, and we into the fight and flight response. And all involved with the thought and worry.
To let go of what we're hearing, other people's opinions, thoughts, and ideas, and come back to ourselves in order to find that resolution answers we're looking for.
Yes. The whole key in the Tao said, we listen and we find balance. That is the wisdom. You see? Mm-hmm. Some people, they say something, they have something good, but sometimes they have the negative part in behind also. So you listen and you take one part of it, and the good part come in and find balance. That's all.
And then you connect. And you mentioned something before about the feet connecting to the earth. Is that another good way to release some of this negativity that a lot of us are feeling today?
The whole Tao, they've been discovered this many thousand years. So they call ongoing emotional every day. Not too long. Week, month, like that. We call organic emotional. So if we say organic garbage, what we do? We have to return to compose on the earth and return back into the earth. That's all. It's so simple. In the Tao, it's very down to simple, but we're not teaching that way. We go into dump emotional to our family, to the neighbor, to ours. We don't know how, because we hold the garbage and we stuck garbage everywhere, and we have no way to hold garbage anymore. And now we are all full with garbage. But in the Tao said, organic garbage, if you pile them up and don't do anything, in few days, few weeks, it turns into mold, bacteria, smell, and worm coming out. And later on, we are dealing with, oh my God, fly everywhere now. So now we are dealing with the fly. We get a shotgun running up to the fly and shoot the shotgun, shoot the fly. We cannot do that.
The only unhealthy emotion is the one we hold on to.
Right.
Oh, that's fascinating. So I know we're coming close to time. So there's two questions that are coming to my mind that I want to talk about endorsing you, so we can tell people how to find you. And as a therapist and in the show, I'm definitely going to want to talk about that. But Can you speak for just a moment? There were two things that I heard that were important. You talked about color and words. Why would colors or words be important for people?
Because the color, that's how now we for thousands and thousands of years, the Tao always, we call color coding the color. Mm. Color and wording, you mean the speaking? Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
You talk about speak, yes, because this is the most full power. We call symbol is the color and the symbol. and the wording is the magic. So we call the magic symbol, magic word, okay, or chanting, okay? So when you put them together, they have become the most powerful thing that in human have. And now we're turning in this powerful into what? Language, writing, and TV, and now like the voice and talking, and color and see picture, and the voice. That is the most powerful thing in this universe, anyhow, in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now people know how to speak and how to use symbol, and that's why it's the TV, color, symbol, picture, everything, and the wording, you know.
And that's why it draws us in so much. So
yes.
The colors and the words could hurt us, and colors and words can heal us.
Yes. So the Tao divide the organ. So the first thing we have to get to the color code. So the Tao divide every organ have one color. So when you understand the organ colors, and now it absorbing the universal energy into us, and that's what we call the color code. So every organ producing a color, and every color have their own. Every organ have their own color and their own wisdom. Okay, so that's why all the organs is so much involved with color and the wisdom that are stored in the organ.
Mm.
Yeah. So we divide all the organ have different color, like the heart red, the lung white, the kidney blue, and the liver green, like that, you know. So we give them because it's all come out from the rainbow color, and so that's why all this organ color making a big difference for us. Yeah. So that's why the universe have all this energy, or we call the higher power, higher force. Okay, they have all this power and linking with our own body.
Wow. That is powerful. Master Chia, thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. You can see the creative, the different ideas behind it. And again, my challenge to you is see where the connections were, see what made sense. That piece about balance, that idea, we talk about that all the time in therapy. So Master Chia was talking about the darkness and the light, or the good and the evil, and finding that balance within ourselves is how we find peace. You hear the same idea in somatic therapy, in art therapy, and other forms of healing, and even in the business world. We have to find balance within ourselves. You have to let go of the idea of perfection and move towards the idea of acceptance. And so I hope these ideas have helped you. If you're interested in learning more about Mantak Chia, you can definitely look him up online. He has his own website. You can Google Mantak Chia. Again, we'll add the site to this post. You can also look at his TV station. You can view much more of his information on demand, or maybe even attend one of his seminars. And as always, we'll see you soon.